Look at this tree right here, guys. Little buddy's just vibing right here. That's a fish. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are about to go fish a really cool place. It used to be a woodland, a forest, and they cut down all the trees and took most of them out there, but left a bunch on the bottom, and they left all the stumps along the bottom. Then they filled in this place with water, and it became one of my favorite ponds to fish. I actually haven't been there in a couple of years, but it's a really cool spot, and a spot that we've never showed you guys on our channel before. So I'm gonna be going out there today with Trey from Grippin' and Rippin' Fishing. I'll leave the link to his channel down in the description below, but between the two of us, we're hoping to get on a really good bass bite in this underwater forest. It's a really shallow spot, so we're actually gonna be able to see a lot of the logs and the timber that's down there on the bottom sticking up out of the water, so it'll be really cool for you guys to see that. Before we get out to the pond today though, I do want to remind you guys we are having a subscriber meetup and cleanup event on March 19th, 8 a.m. at Silver Lake Park in Dover, Delaware. Come out, help us clean up the park a little bit, and then we're all gonna go fishing out there together. It's gonna be a really great day. I'm gonna be there, Maddie's gonna be there. A lot of other YouTubers are gonna be there too. So come out, fish with us, help us clean up the park a little bit, and we'll all just have a great day out there. But for now, let's get into fishing in this crazy pond. I'm super excited to head out there. Let's go. Let the craziness commence, boys. We are out here on a very windy day. Trey's already out there fishing away. Let's hope these big bass come out to play today. I am gonna be throwing crankbaits and all that good stuff, and I'm feeling a giant coming on. Out here at a pond that I've not fished in over 2 years now. But last time we were out here, it was a pretty fun day. I can't believe I haven't been back sooner, but I'm really happy to finally be getting back out here, and to do it with Trey is just awesome. He knows this pond really well, so we're gonna be listening to what he has to say and all that good stuff. And between the two of us, man, should be able to get a big one. The wind is gonna be the hardest factor though, but the past few days we've been fishing, and the past few days have been really windy, so I'm used to it now. It's kind of a shallow launch right here, but the wind is at our back, so it's kind of gonna push us out, hopefully. Ooh. If the fish are listening right now, I'm gonna need one of y'all to come smack up on this lure. Preferably one of your fattest residents. Let's just stay right here all day. There's no wind in this little spot. But once we get out there, we're gonna be getting blown like crazy. I thought I was skipping the gym today, but I'm getting a workout right now. Just trying to get out here. Sheesh. Got a couple things tied on to start the day. I've got a baby bull shad from Mike Buca. I've got a Guggen Squad Scout Junior. Both good options this time of year, so I might just try out one of them to start, see if we can't get bit. So I think I'm gonna start out with the bull shad, work it really slow, methodically, try to get something off of that. It's always tough this time of year to figure out where exactly the fish are gonna be, because you never know if they're still deep or shallow. Kind of got to figure it out on the day. But I plan on doing just that. And with two of us out here, we're really gonna have to put our heads together and find out what they're doing. We'll figure it out though. There's a lot of submerged stumps and structure in this pond. This is like literally a forest before it got filled in with water, so there is stumps and trees everywhere, literally hundreds of them. So there could be fish sitting around any and all of this structure, or they could be on the main creek channel. I'm really not sure what to expect. There's a lot of grass down here too. Most of the stumps you really can't even see until you're like right up on them. Like obviously you see that one, but this one right here, that one I didn't see till I was past it. Got to start off with a bang, man. We got to get our first fish early, start feeling good about ourselves and the baits we're throwing, and just get dialed in as soon as possible. Gonna switch up here, guys, from the bull shad. Didn't have any bites on that, which, you know, it tends to happen a lot, but when you do get the bites on this, it's usually big. Unfortunately, nothing on that today, but we're gonna go straight to the game plan and start throwing around a square bill. Gotta decide which color I want to throw though. All right, so I picked out the Guggen Banger. Goes 2 to 5 feet in depth, which is pretty perfect for this pond right here. It'll deflect well off of the stumps that are on the bottom, and hopefully when the fish see it deflect off of that, we get that reaction strike, because it's kind of an erratic motion. But I'm going with the black and yellow color because when Maddie and I were here before and Maddie hooked that giant bass, he had it on a Strike King crankbait, but it was in the same exact color. So obviously that color gets bit around here, and let's hope it gets bit today. See these stumps, guys? This is what we're talking about right here. Trey was just saying, and he's right, that you really can't see them until you come up on them. And there could be fish sitting right on them, and we just spook them. What happened?
There's just like 5 trees right here that ping pong off of.
I just did the same thing, dude. There's so many of them too. You ever try a spinner bait in here? No? Yeah, I'm thinking like with the muddy water, maybe a little extra shine. They don't seem too interested in the crankbaits today. Look at this tree right here, guys. Trey just got one, but my goodness, that is like a huge whole tree. This is literally like a flooded forest. This place is literally like the Bass Pro Shops tank. How they have those giant trees in there. And the giant fish too, because this pond does have some big fish, but it's literally like that tank, just times 1,000, because there's trees everywhere. I know there's fish everywhere. We just got to catch them. So Trey has been just killing it over there on the inline spinner. He's got 4 fish now. And as much as I want to keep throwing this big spinner, I think we would eventually get a fish on it. But I just got to switch up to the inline too, because he's having way too much success for me to just sit here and watch. His is a Meps, mine's a rooster tail, but they have similar action, similar shine from the blade. Obviously same color, like I said, Fire Tiger. And we're just going to be fishing them around all these fallen trees out here. Getting snagged a lot, I'm sure, but he's catching a lot of fish on the spinner, so I gotta switch up to the inline. So much structure down here. Like, it's a lot of fun fishing it, but my goodness, I don't think I've been snagged so much in my life. One of these is bound to be a fish. Like, I'm forgetting what a bite feels like, because every time I feel pressure here, it's a snag. But one of these times it's gonna be a fish, guaranteed. Good thing is, in a kayak, you can just come over the snag and pop them out. There's a whole tree down here, so let's cast along the edge. Once we get this gunk off of here, there's bound to be something sitting on that right about there. Oh, that was a nice bite. Guaranteed a bite. That was a nice bite. And he came back. Yep, he came back. Oh, it's a pickerel. It's a pickerel. Good pickerel too. I'm hooked up, dude. There we go. He slammed it the first time. He came back for it. Nice pickerel. I figured we might run into a couple of these guys with the spinner on. That first hit was unmistakable though. He was right on that tree like I suspected. Good fish. Finally got one today. All right, there we go. He's probably gonna get away here soon. But nice fish to start the day. Slimy old pickerel. There he goes. Ah, that feels good. That feels good. 1/2 ounce, rooster tail, little fire tiger spinner is what got it done. No freeze on my line, so I'm good, man. We are rolling. Forgot what a fish felt like. But that snag though was a blessing in disguise, because once I found that log, I casted to the end of it and just pulled that spinner along the side. And that pickerel, I guarantee, was just sitting on there. Hit it twice. I love when they come back for it. That's a fish, right when it hit the water. Got our second species here, yep. Little largemouth. All right, spinner is definitely the pattern here. Sweet little largemouth. Really cool looking one. He almost looks like a creek chub. Red lips though, he's been feeding on the bottom, probably on some crawfish. But man, he tagged that thing right when it hit the water. Good to finally get on a little bit of a pattern here. No fish in the first like hour, but last couple minutes, got 2. So definitely some stuff to build on. Got to find some bigger ones, of course, but starting to get some active fish. The sun is high in the sky, water's warming up, and they're moving around. I'm glad I brought this bait with me, because honestly, I was not planning to be inline spinner fishing. It just kind of happened to be in the box of crankbaits that I was using today. Hey, Mr. Turtle. Where's your fishy friends at? They on your tree? I hope so. Little buddy's just vibing right here. Oop. I'm literally on a tree right now. They can sneak up on you down there, especially with the sun glare. Just look out there at the crazy amount of trees that you can actually see sticking up. Now just imagine about 3 times more than that that are under the water that you can't even see in this little flooded forest. There's really nothing else like this around in Delaware that I've seen to this extent anyway, and I know the ponds around here pretty good. This is literally like the most timber you could ever ask for in a pond. I feel like it's starting to get shallow here. Yeah, it's only about 2 feet deep. Probably gonna find the main creek channel soon and see if there's some more fish stacked up in that. But I'd love to get one more fish out of this little cove. There's one right off of that stump. I knew that spot looked good right over there. I think it's another little bass. Sweet, dude. Ah, yeah. I knew that was a good cast the minute it left my hand. That stump was looking juicy. Biggest bass of the day. Not by a whole lot, but a fish is a fish, right? And that's fish number 3 on the day over in this little cove. Maybe there's another off of that structure. Bite is definitely picking up as the water warms up here in the day. Oh, that's a better fish, man. Back-to-back casts. Man, did he hit that hard. A little better of a bass. Maybe they're schooled up right off of this stump here. Whoa, you're feisty, man. You're feisty. Look at his lips. A lot of these fish, their lips are red from feeding on the bottom and on crawfish, but that guy has like black lips and red lips. But probably about a 1 pounder right there. He hit it like a ton of bricks though. Things are getting real, guys. Things are getting real. They're loving this inline spinner. We are right in the thick of these down trees now. I mean, this is probably the most concentrated area on the pond where they're at. Tons and tons of fallen trees. So snag city, but also hopefully fish city. Oh man, that felt like a fish. Wow, that water is warmed up. I just really like filled it for the first time. And that is so much warmer than it has been. Like before, if you put your hand in the water and pull it back out, you come out with icicles on it. But now it's like upper 50s and maybe 60. Super, super warm. Definitely the warmest I've felt all year in 2022. And that gets me all excited, man, because that means the spawn is right around the corner. And fish are really, really gonna start biting here very soon. Oh, something just hit that right at the boat, even though all of this scum was on it. I think it was a pickerel. This came up and hit the blade. Didn't want any part of a scum sandwich on the hook, but he followed it in anyway. Same spot where I caught the first pickerel. So this little stretch right here I'm coming back to after we fished it all morning long. There's a huge carp that just jumped down there. But we fished this all morning with crankbaits, with jigs, things like that, and we didn't get anything. Trey had a big bite on a jig, but other than that, nothing really happened. But this is all kind of similar to the area where I just caught these 4 fish on the inline spinner. So I think we're gonna have a lot of luck here on this inline spinner because we haven't touched it with the inline spinner so far. And there's a good amount of shoreline, good amount of stumps, and just that wooded shoreline. Gonna go all along it just like that. And I think it's gonna pay off for us. We're gonna get some more fish here. Like that, there we go. Didn't even know he was on there. Little guy. But the pattern is continuing. Like I said, untouched water with the bait that's been producing today is gonna produce fish. This might be the smallest guy all day long, but still fun to get him. Thank you, sir. Really just good to see some fish getting active right now, even if they're small. All right, so I tied on the baby bull shad and we're trying to hit a home run here. We've hit a couple of singles with the small bass, maybe a double with that big pickerel, but we're trying to knock one out of the park by getting a big bass or pickerel on this baby bull shad. It's a big fish bait. It's not a quantity bait, it's a quality bait. So I've already caught a fair share of fish today. I'm happy with that. And now it's time to shoot for the big ones. That's a fish. There we go on the bull shad as soon as they hit the water. Man, talk about a little bit of a lucky cast. Plunked it right down on that guy. That's by far our best fish of the day. Heck yeah. What a good looking bass. Those bull shad bites are so fun, man. Here he comes, he's about to explode. Good fish. I knew this thing would get eaten today. Just a matter of putting the work in for it. Really good looking bass for sure. Heck yeah. Let's go. All right, buddy, let's get you unhooked. Thank you for biting. Quality bass. Kind of makes me wish I would have thrown that bull shad all day. But for sure, a good 1.5, 2 pounder. Kind of long, kind of skinny. Great fish though. Feisty one too. See you, bud.